NBA history. All right. Now, to put that into some context, she's played 1 year plus into this season, and she's missed 10 games. Think about that for a moment. Right here. How about this? Caitlin Clark has reached 200 points and 100 assists this season. The fastest to do so in a single season in WNBA history. She missed 10 games.
The Indiana Fever delivered a commanding performance against the Dallas Wings, showcasing what happens when Caitlin Clark operates as the primary orchestrator of the team's offensive system. This comprehensive victory demonstrated the full potential of Clark's playmaking abilities and her capacity to elevate teammates' performances. Clark's statistical achievements continue to accumulate at a remarkable pace. She has now secured the 5th highest total of double-doubles combining points and assists in WNBA history, an extraordinary accomplishment considering her limited professional experience and the 10 games she has missed due to injury. This milestone underscores her exceptional productivity and consistency when healthy.
The most points in a half in franchise history for the Indiana Fever. It was 64-42 at half. 64. I'm surprised Stephanie White didn't have a heart attack. I'm surprised she didn't bench all the starters coming out of the half. I'm glad she didn't, seriously. And Caitlin Clark in the first half, 10 points, 7 assists, 3 steals, and a blocked shot. And a part.
The rookie sensation has reached 200 points and 100 assists this season, faster than any player in WNBA history, achieving this benchmark despite her missed games. This pace of production highlights her immediate impact and adaptation to professional basketball at the highest level. The Fever established franchise records during this contest, scoring 64 points in the first half, the highest halftime total in organization history. This offensive explosion reflected the team's enhanced chemistry and Clark's growing influence on their tactical approach. Clark's first half performance was particularly impressive, contributing 10 points, 7 assists, 3 steals, and 1 blocked shot. Her comprehensive statistical line demonstrated her ability to impact multiple facets of the game simultaneously, beyond just scoring and playmaking.
Partridge in a pear tree. Good Lord, it was domination. 102-83 in this game. Caitlin Clark had a monster all-around game. Everybody ate in this game. Everybody got fed. This is what it looks like when they let Caitlin Clark run the show. Natasha Howard, who actually, I believe on 3 different occasions, passed the ball to Caitlin.
The final score of 102-83 represented a thorough domination of the Wings, with every Fever player benefiting from Clark's enhanced involvement in offensive possessions. This collective success illustrated the multiplicative effect of Clark's presence when properly utilized within the team's system. Natasha Howard responded positively to increased ball movement, converting 8 of 9 field goal attempts for 18 points. Her efficient performance coincided with improved passing from Clark, suggesting that enhanced cooperation between these players yields significant benefits for both. Aaliyah Boston contributed 17 points while shooting 7 of 11 from the field. The developing chemistry between Boston and Clark was evident in their 2-player combinations, indicating growing comfort and understanding between these key team members.
Clark. To Caitlin Clark. If she keeps doing that, the statistics show even Natasha Howard will eat. 8 of 9 from the field. 18 points. Aaliyah Boston, 7-11. Couple times her and Caitlin certainly had the 2-man game working. 17 points. Kelsey Mitchell, 8 of 12. 20 points. Caitlin Clark. Good Lord, what a game.
Kelsey Mitchell delivered 20 points on 8 of 12 shooting, demonstrating how Clark's playmaking creates better scoring opportunities for perimeter players. Mitchell's efficiency improved notably when receiving passes from Clark in advantageous positions. Clark's complete statistical line included 14 points, 13 assists, 5 steals, 1 block, and 3 rebounds. This well-rounded contribution exemplified her ability to fill multiple roles while maintaining high efficiency across all categories. Sophie Cunningham emerged as a significant contributor with 13 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. Her development appears to be accelerating with increased confidence and expanded responsibilities within the team's offensive framework.
3 rebounds, 13 assists, 5 steals, a block shot, and 14 points. And Sophie Cunningham, once again, I got to tell you, Sophie is breaking out of her shell, folks. She is coming out of her shell. Big time. 13 points. She had 3 assists and 5.
The Dallas Wings' response was led by Paige Bueckers, who managed 21 points and 4 assists with 4 rebounds. However, her individual performance was insufficient to counter the Fever's collective offensive output and improve team chemistry. Lee Yuru provided 16 points and 5 rebounds for Dallas, demonstrating her value as an international player adapting to WNBA competition. Her presence offered the Wings interior scoring options that kept them competitive early in the contest. Areke Ogunbowale struggled significantly, converting 0 of 10 field goal attempts. Her shooting difficulties contributed substantially to Dallas's inability to maintain pace with Indiana's offensive production throughout the game.
5 rebounds in this game. In case you're wondering, you Paige Bueckers fans, 21 points and 4 assists, 4 rebounds. By the way, man, they got a player from China, Lee Yuru. Is that right? I just called her the Wuhan Express. 16 points in this game, 5 rebounds. She's a beast. Areke, again,
Several highlight plays exemplified Clark's impact on the contest. Her defensive block followed by a full-court pass to Cunningham for an easy score demonstrated her court vision and ability to create transition opportunities from defensive stops. Clark's improved post-game was evident in her fadeaway jumper, reminiscent of classic basketball techniques. This expanded offensive repertoire suggests continued development of her scoring arsenal beyond perimeter shooting. The team's up-tempo style proved highly effective, with Indiana controlling pace throughout the contest. When operating at their preferred speed, the Fever appeared capable of overwhelming any opponent through superior conditioning and execution.
You said Ari McDonald was the player to worry about in this game? Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. 0 of 10. Karma is a mother effer. It is a mother bleeper. Let's go right here. This was one of the highlight plays of the game, no doubt about it, from Caitlin Clark. Right here, she's going to get a
Clark's three-point shooting remains inconsistent following her return from injury, but her overall performance suggests improving physical condition. The 10 missed games likely affected her shooting rhythm and overall conditioning level. The condensed schedule presents challenges for Clark's continued recovery, with back-to-back games scheduled against Connecticut and New York. These matchups will test her stamina and the team's ability to maintain their improved performance level. The Connecticut game has been relocated to Boston due to ticket demand, illustrating Clark's continued drawing power and fan interest. This venue change reflects the broader impact of her presence on WNBA attendance and engagement.
Block shot, throws it down for the touchdown pass to Sophie Cunningham. A beautiful long pass all the way down the court. This is what we were talking about. This team today played fast, fast, fast. The Indiana Fever dictated when they run like this. I don't believe there is a team in this league that can beat the Indiana Fever at all.
The New York Liberty game represents another significant test for the Fever's playoff aspirations. Success in these upcoming contests could establish momentum heading into the All-Star break and second half of the season. Clark's participation in All-Star weekend activities remains uncertain, particularly regarding the three-point contest. Her recent injury history and the team's cautious approach to her recovery may influence these decisions. The skills competition represents an alternative showcase opportunity that might accommodate Clark's situation while still providing fan engagement. Her participation in any capacity would benefit both the league and the host city's All-Star festivities.
Well, Natasha Howard just looks off Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin Clark, you can just see the reactions. And it's like, we got body language experts here, but I don't care. I don't care. If you get looked off, by the way, and you're trying to push the pace, you're there shrugging. So you've got Caitlin Clark there shrugging her shoulders like, what the hell? As Natasha Howard takes the ball up the floor and walks it up the floor. Because Natasha Howard wants the ball to be walked up the floor. That is not a thing where it's like Natasha Howard doesn't want to give the ball to Caitlin. It's not a personal thing. This isn't like a...
The Fever's record improvement to 12 and 10 positions them favorably for playoff contention. Continued performance at this level could secure their postseason position and establish them as legitimate championship contenders. Clark's quarterback-like passing ability was prominently displayed throughout the contest, with multiple long-range assists creating easy scoring opportunities. This skill set distinguishes her from other players and adds a unique dimension to the Fever's offensive capabilities. The second half of the season holds significant promise if Clark maintains her current trajectory. Her combination of individual excellence and team elevation suggests that the Fever's best basketball may still be ahead of them.
Give the ball to Caitlin. It's not a personal thing. This isn't like a, oh, she's trying to sabotage Caitlin. No, that's not a thing. She's trying to make sure she gets hers. Like, she's trying to make sure she gets hers. She is not out there trying to sabotage Caitlin. Like, that's very different. And this is the funniest clip I've ever seen. So, Natasha Howard gets the ball from Caitlin. And as soon as Caitlin sees the jab step, Caitlin decides, yeah, I'm just going to go tie my shoelace. Alicia Gray is like, what the hell do I do here?
This performance demonstrated the full potential of Clark's impact when properly integrated into the team's offensive system. The collective success achieved when she operates as the primary facilitator provides a blueprint for sustained excellence throughout the remainder of the season. The dynamic between Caitlin Clark and Natasha Howard presents significant basketball chemistry challenges that have become increasingly apparent during recent games. Their on-court interactions reveal fundamental differences in playing styles and approach that create visible tension during competition.
Alicia Gray is like, what the hell do I do here? And the comments are funniest. What's Cece doing? Is she going to sneak in a three-pointer on me? Should I keep guarding her? And by the way, Caitlin Clark is currently being denied while tying her shoelace. She's currently being denied while tying her shoelace, and Natasha Howard goes and bricks the layup. She takes, in fairness to her, that's not that difficult to shot. I don't hate that look. Like, she got a really good look at a layup. She just break the layup.
Multiple game sequences demonstrate these compatibility issues in real time. During one particular possession, Howard completely ignored Clark's positioning and instead chose to handle the ball independently, driving toward Brittany Griner before committing a clear traveling violation, then forcing a difficult pass to Clark with minimal time remaining for a challenging step-back attempt. This pattern repeated throughout the contest with approximately 4 or 5 similar incidents. Another sequence showed Howard disregarding Clark's presence entirely, with Clark's visible frustration evident through her body language and shoulder shrugging. The situation developed when Clark attempted to push the tempo, but Howard deliberately slowed the pace by walking the ball up court.
I don't even hate the look. But Caitlin Clark literally passed the ball to Natasha Howard. Knew she wasn't going to get it back, and just said, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to tie my lace. I'm just going to tie my lace. Like, she really, really does not care whatsoever. She knows she's not getting the ball back. And look, I mean this when I say this. Like, there's just times where it's not a good fit.
This behavior stems from Howard's desire to secure her own scoring opportunities rather than any deliberate attempt to undermine Clark. The issue represents a player focused on individual production rather than team chemistry, creating natural conflicts with Clark's playing style. The most telling moment occurred when Clark passed the ball to Howard, immediately recognized she wouldn't receive it back, and literally bent down to tie her shoelace while the play continued. This action left the defending player confused about whether to continue guarding Clark or help elsewhere. During this unusual moment, Howard remained focused on her isolation play while Clark was being denied the ball despite her unconventional positioning.
A good fit. There's times where things aren't good fits. And, like, I'm sorry, she's not Kareem level that you can just give it to her when it slows down. Like, the problem is that she actively... If she was, by the way, if she was only a half-court player, like, if she was, say, not running the floor at all and not pushing the tempo, and then she just was... she was just, say, a half-court player and, you know, when the ball got dumped into her, she was kind of scoring
Howard eventually missed the resulting layup attempt, though the shot quality itself wasn't particularly poor. Clark's decision to essentially remove herself from the play demonstrated her understanding of Howard's tendencies and her resignation to the situation. The fundamental problem extends beyond individual possessions. Howard's playing style doesn't complement Clark's strengths effectively. While some players can justify slower-paced, isolation-heavy approaches through exceptional individual production, Howard hasn't demonstrated that level of dominance. Her half-court focused game actively diminishes Clark's effectiveness by reducing pace and ball movement.
Dumped into her, she was kind of scoring inside. But at the same time, she is actively taking away. She is taking away from Caitlin Clark. She is taking away from Caitlin. She is taking away from the speed. All you have to do, by the way, is go and is be a half-court player. And if you don't want to run, go play defense. Go play defense. And
The solution would involve Howard embracing a more limited role focused on defense and half-court scoring when Clark isn't initiating the offense. Instead of actively seeking the ball in transition and slowing down possessions, Howard could contribute more effectively by playing defense and being available for scoring opportunities in structured half-court sets. The body language incidents involving Clark have been primarily connected to these Howard-related situations. During one game, Clark had scored 25 points in the first half when Howard chose to ignore her for a three-point opportunity. Had Clark received that pass and converted, she potentially could have achieved historic scoring numbers for a single half. Clark has reached a point of minimal investment in these situations. She recognizes when Howard receives the ball that possession effectiveness decreases significantly. This creates frustration for teammates who understand the offensive flow will stagnate.
if you don't want to run, go play defense. Go play defense and be a half-court player. Like, the amount of times that she will actively, like, look off Caitlin. And by the way, remember the whole body language thing with Caitlin? The whole body language thing with Caitlin was purely from a Natasha Howard situation. Caitlin Clark had 25 points in the first half. And Natasha Howard looked her off from three. 25 points. 25. Like, it is.
Players who stop ball movement and limit offensive options represent some of the most challenging teammates to play alongside. While their individual scoring can be valuable in specific situations, their overall impact on team offense often proves counterproductive. Howard possesses the skill level and confidence of elite players, but hasn't demonstrated the consistent production necessary to justify her approach. Her playing style mirrors that of dominant scorers without the accompanying results.
Like, it is what it is. She had 25 points in a half and got looked off. If she had gotten a 3-point and hit another 3-pointer, she would have had the most points in a half? Maybe. She maybe would have had the most points in a half from any team this year. But either way, it is just a bit of a ridiculous situation. Like, Caitlin Clark has reached the no more fucks given stage. Caitlin knew she would never see the ball again. Gray should have too.
The traveling violations compound these issues, as Howard frequently commits footwork infractions during her isolation attempts. In one sequence, she established a pivot foot, but then took multiple additional steps before initiating her move, creating an obvious traveling violation that officials missed. This pattern of violations occurs regularly when Howard handles the ball, adding another layer of inefficiency to her possessions. The combination of slow pace, limited passing, and technical violations creates multiple problems for team offense.